Cambridge University. I'm here with my fellow friends, Professor Big Smooth and his associate Pablo. So, Big Smooth, Pablo, what is bipedalism?
Well, bipedalism is a form of terrestrial movement where an organism moves with its rear limbs or legs. The word bipedalism derives from the Latin words bi for two and pedal for foot.
Interesting.
It is quite.
So research has taken us how far back tracing bipedalism?
Bipedalism is thought to have occurred between 4 to 10 million years ago.
Cool. What evidence do we have to show that?
The oldest known bipedal fossils are between 3.9 to 4.2 million years old.
So, on the overall look of things, what caused bipedalism to occur?
There are several factors for why bipedalism happened. Because of environmental change, to allow for their freeing of their hands, and to get a better view of their surroundings for like prey or predators, or just in general.
I see.
Yeah.
As far as developing the use of hands, where would that go?
Standing up on our back legs allowed us to use our hands for other things than just walking. We were able to use our hands for things like using tools, more efficient strategies for hunting, or for carrying babies.
How did environmental change affect the evolution of bipedalism?
Well, if there was a major change in the climate back then, it could have caused the trees to disappear and disrupt their natural environment, causing them to have to go down to the open plains that would be created if the trees disappeared. So they'd have to be able to not only get out to look around in the grasslands and stuff to see prey, predators, each other, etc. Not only that, but they'd have to run faster to go from either tree to tree or wherever they're going, or to chase down prey or to run away from predators.
And by standing up, this enhances them to hunt and communicate.
Yeah.
For
all
sure.
those-
Okay. Cool. For sure.
Yeah.
Another factor of environmental change is that in the case of flooding, our ancient selves would have had to keep their heads out of the water by standing upright.
So how did the need for the use of hands affect bipedalism?
When our ancient selves were on all fours, they couldn't walk and carry things at the same time. But with bipedalism, they would be able to hold tools or babies or hunt more efficiently at the same time as walking.
When arms stopped being used for walking, they turned into more delicate, precise tools, being used for everyday objects, such as like modern day tying your shoes or spreading butter on toast.
So how did getting a better view of their surroundings affect the evolution of bipedalism?
With bipedalism, they would have been able to stand up and get a better view of their surroundings, which could have helped with hunting and finding prey and also avoiding predators.
Modern human hip joints are larger than quadruped ancestors species to better support a greater amount of body weight passing through them. As well as having a shorter, broader shape, this alteration in shape brought the vertebral column as closer to the hip joints, providing stable base for the support of the trunk while walking upright. Also, because bipedal walking requires human to balance on a relatively unstable ball and socket joint, the placement of the vertebral column closer to the hip joint allows humans to invest less muscular effort in balancing. Change in the shape of the hip may have led to a decrease in degree of hip extension, an energy-efficient adaptation. Human knee joints are enlarged for the same reason as the hip, to better support an increasing amount of body weight. Humans walk with their knees kept straight and thighs bent inward so that knees are almost directly under the body weight rather than outside. As this case of ancestral hominids, this type gain also aids balance. The degree of knee extension, the angle between the thigh and the shank in the walking cycle, has decreased. The changing pattern of the knee joint angle of humans shows a small extension peak called the double knee action in the mid-stance point. Doubling the action decreases energy loss by vertical movement of the center of gravity. Humans walk with their knees kept straight and their thighs bent inward so that the knees are almost directly under the body, rather than outside. As is the case in ancestral hominids, this type also gains balance. An increase in length since the evolution of bipedalism changed how leg muscles function in an upright gait. In humans, the push for walking comes from the leg muscle acting like an ankle. A longer leg allows the more natural swing of the limb, so when walking, humans do not need to use muscles to swing the leg forward to the next step. As a consequence, since humans' forelimbs are not needed for locomotion, they are insisted on optimizing for carrying, holding, and manipulating objects with great precision. Having long hand limbs and short forelimbs allows humans to walk upright, while orangutans and gibbons had an adaptation of longer arms to swing on branches. Apes can stand on their hand limbs, but they cannot do so for long periods of time without getting tired. This is because they haven't adapted their femur for bipedalism. Apes have vertical femurs, while humans have femurs that are slightly angled from the hip to the knee. This adaptation allows our knees to be closer together and under the body center of gravity. This permits humans to lock their knees and stand up straight for long periods of time without much effort of the muscles. Even with much anatomical modification, some features of the human skeleton remain poorly adapted to bipedalism, leading to negative implications prevalent in humans today. The lower back and knee joints are plagued by osteological malfunction, lower back pain being a leading cause of lost working days. Because the joints have supported more weight, arthritis has been a problem since hominids became bipedal. Scientists have discovered its traces in the vertebrae of prehistoric human gatherers. Physical constrictions have made it difficult to modify the joint for further stability while maintaining the efficiency of locomotion. The human skull is balanced on the vertebral column. The foramen magnum is located inferiorly under the skull, which puts much of the weight on the head behind the spine. Furthermore, the flat human face helps maintain the balance on optical cotyledons. Because of this, the erect position of the head is possible without prominent subaurical ridges, the strong muscular attachments found in, for example, apes. As a result, in humans, the muscles in the forehead are only used for facial expressions. The vertebral column takes a forward bend in the lower region and a backwards bend in the upper region. Without the lumbar curve, the vertical column would always lean in a forward position, a position that requires much more muscular effort for bipedal animals with a forward bend. Humans use less muscular effort to stand and walk upright. Together, the lumbar and thoracic curves bring a human's body's center of gravity directly over the feet. Also, the degree of body erection, the angle of body inclined to the vertical line of the walking cycle, is significantly smaller to conserve energy.
Go whenever you're ready.
Change the climate, use of hands.
Whenever you're ready,
We'll do
bud.
it next shot, don't worry about it.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Getting a better view of your surroundings.